Good evening. How you doing? January 9th, 2021. Welcome to the NHL Setup Show. There's going to be a couple of 2 or 3 predictions videos that come out between now and when the regular season starts on Wednesday night, the 13th. But I needed to do a setup show because so many things are different for this season only. And so I'm going to go over what those things are. And then in the next few days, you'll see a few videos on the new divisions, who I think is going to take them. Interesting concepts that they've really gotten in here that I kind of like, but you wouldn't like when things are normal. For example, the NHL, just like many of the sports leagues, are having a hard time with revenue. So they're selling space on their helmets, kind of like NASCAR, where they've got patches for companies and they're selling their advertising in that respect. They've also offered naming rights to the 3 divisions that they're going to have this year. So they sold those as sponsorships. It's very novel. The purists hate it, but if you want to go if you want to go purist, you stay home, because there's no league at that point. This is a league that not that long ago almost folded. What was it, 5, 6, 7 years ago? So Bettman has done a really good job, the NHL commissioner, to keep things going, and they've had to get very creative. So I'm going to get into those things, and hopefully I can get this done in 10 minutes. Regular season starts January 13th, and it will go through May 8th. And it will be a 56-game regular season. They've temporarily realigned divisions. One of these divisions is an all-Canadian division, which Canada loves. This is who hockey was invented by. And that's mainly because they had to do that because the U.S.-Canadian border has been closed because of the cough. So I'll get into what those 3 divisions are, and then I'll get into some of the rule changes and what they're doing with the minor leagues. Okay, and then we'll call it a day. The first division is the Scotia, after Scotia Bank. It's in Nova Scotia. The Scotia Bank NHL North division, and that's going to have all the Canadian teams, and those Canadian teams are the Calgary Flames, the Edmonton Oilers, the Montreal Canadiens, the Ottawa Senators, Toronto Maple Leafs, Vancouver Canucks, and the Winnipeg Jets. It's a pretty smart way of doing it. They worked around things a little bit. The Honda NHL West, never get used to this, is going to have the Anaheim Ducks, the Arizona Coyotes, Colorado Avalanche, the Los Angeles Kings, the Minnesota Wild, the San Jose Sharks, St. Louis Blues, the Vegas Golden Knights. 2 more, and there's actually 4 divisions, excuse me. So there's 2 more divisions. The Discover NHL Central Division. And by the way, they did the divisioning. Not only did they have to have an all-Canadian division because of the border closing, but also they wanted to decrease the amount of travel. Very smart, from an existential standpoint, they had to do these things. So let me go to the Discover NHL Central. You're going to have the Carolina Hurricanes. You're going to have the Chicago Blackhawks. You're going to have the Columbus Blue Jackets, Dallas Stars, Detroit Red Wings, Florida Panthers, Nashville Predators, and the defending champion Tampa Bay Lightning. The Mass Mutual NHL East, which probably will be the hardest one of the 4, is the Mass Mutual NHL East is the Boston Bruins, Buffalo Sabres, the New Jersey Devils, New York Islanders, the New York Rangers, the Philadelphia Flyers, the Pittsburgh Penguins, and the Washington Capitals. So that's probably what's good, according to all the experts, that Mass Mutual NHL East is going to be the hardest part. It's going to be the hardest division to get out of. As of the time I was looking at it, it was not immediately evident which division was going to play which division in the semis. After you win your division, so we don't know what the playoffs are going to look like yet. Even this is all the information we have. Some of this stuff's going to come out as the season goes on, and that's just the nature of the days we're living in, and that's okay. Let's just enjoy some hockey. One of the reasons I love hockey so much, number one, it's hard to rig it. It really is. Number two, sometimes you go to a fight and a hockey game breaks out. You just gotta love that, man. It's an old phrase. You just gotta love it. It's primal. One of the hard things they're going to have, though, is a lot of these full arenas they jack these guys up, and you have a lot of the fighting, you have a lot of the intensity. And this is going to look like maybe what they had in minor league hockey. They're going to have a very hard time replicating the energy, and it's not unprecedented. There have been times prior to this. When they've had to manufacture their own, but it's been years. Their own energy and their own concentration. So it's going to be difficult because it doesn't look like there's going to be fans. Maybe in a couple markets max, and it's going to be very few. That's hard. Okay, so rule changes wise, there's a new offsides rule, and it's going to be very similar to the one that they have in European football, as well as the touchdown rule in American football, where as long as your skate touches that line prior to the puck crossing it, then you won't be offsides, and that'll be good. They're going to be allowed a taxi squad, which is going to supplement the active roster. Let me put my specs on because I gotta look at this. They have an $81.5 million hard cap to deal with, and they have to carry a minimum of 4 players or a maximum of 6 on their taxi squad, and it must include a goalie unless there are already 3 on the active roster. The reason why they're going to carry so many of these types of players is because you're going to have so much density in the schedule. There's not going to be that many off days. They're going to be compressing a long season into only 3 or 4 months. That's going to be very difficult. So they're going to have to have some people to spell each other. So they're going to have, if you have 3, then you don't have to carry a goalie as one of those 6. Players requiring waivers must clear waivers before being added to a taxi squad. Okay. Very quickly, we'll run through the minor leagues. In the minor leagues, you have the Canadian Hockey League above the border, and you have the American Hockey League below the border. Now they're going to both start on February 5th. The AHL starts with 28 teams. 3 teams have already opted out of the season. So we're going to look at the AHL and some anomalies that go along with that. 4 teams are going to be playing in different cities than they normally would. And what they're doing is they're allowing the AHL city to the franchise to be moved closer to their NHL owner or their NHL affiliate. Okay, that they're an affiliate of. And so therefore they can jockey players back and forth. They have more resources. They can share facilities and things of that nature. That's a good move. The San Jose Sharks are going to start the season in Arizona. That's the one team because they have health restrictions in Santa Clara County, California. Not sure how long that's going to take. It could take the whole season. The way things are going out in California. All right, so go through these. The Binghamton Devils are under the New Jersey franchise, and they're going to be playing in Newark, New Jersey. The Ontario Reign is is going to be playing in El Segundo, California. They're under the Kings. San Diego Gulls are going to be playing in Irvine, California. They're under the Anaheim Ducks. And the Providence Bruins are going to play in Marlborough, Massachusetts, and they're affiliated with the Boston Bruins. So that's what they're going to be able to do. So they're going to have practice facilities that are a lot better than they're used to. They're going to be closer to their NHL parent team or club, and that's going to help manage our way through this. So I thought that was very interesting. So there's going to be some rivalries within divisions now, and that's going to be good. And we'll see. I'm going to feel my way through each of these 4 divisions. I'm going to feel my way through these. I'm going to post videos on what I think will happen in the divisions as far as how they'll rank. And then, when playoff stuff comes across, we'll talk about that. Okay? So, I'm excited because it's new and it's different. And boy, is it different. It's not going to look like your grandpappy's NHL. Trust me. But I'm impressed with the way that they've turned around and they've made such a very difficult situation when they don't have the money to be sitting around doing what some of these other organizations are doing, but they're finding a way. It's impressive. So please like, comment, especially the comments, subscribe. Go ahead and hit the notifications bell. Say yes, and then share, because sharing is caring. Peace out, me homies. See ya.